Hello everyone, welcome to English POC by V. I'm Emily, and with me is John. Today's episode is all about PharmaPulse, so sit back and join us on this exciting journey as we explore, learn, and grow together.
Okay, so this time you've put together a pretty fascinating collection of sources, and they all seem to be kind of looking at how the whole pharmaceutical industry and some really, really cutting-edge medical innovations are changing healthcare in a really fundamental way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's exciting to kind of unpack that together and see, what it all means for you and the listener.
Exactly. Yeah. What does this all boil down to for the individual? For you, for me, for everyone listening.
Right.
So
I think that the material you shared points to a lot more than just minor tweaks or adjustments.
Yeah.
It's really about some pretty significant changes.
Yeah.
In how we approach medicine. Really from the lab all the way to the patient.
Right.
So I think our goal in this deep dive is to sort of pull out those essential developments and trends so that you and the listeners can really grasp not only what's happening, but more importantly, why it's such a big deal.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to start because it is such a rapidly evolving field that it's kind of hard to even know where to begin. See, like one of the things that the sources really highlight is just how much the pharmaceutical industry itself is in flux.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different beast than it was even a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that's striking is just the speed at which new drugs are being developed. I mean, historically, getting a drug from the initial research phase all the way to the pharmacy shelves was like a marathon.
Yeah, it could take forever.
It could take forever, but now, thanks to advances in technology and in some regions, more efficient regulatory pathways, that timeline is considerably shorter.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like a new treatment for a specific type of cancer-reaching patients.
Right.
And half the time it used to take just a decade ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And it's not just about quicker development, is it?
Right.
The sources also emphasize this growing role of AI.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Absolutely.
I mean, I bet for a lot of people using AI in drug research still feels a bit like science fiction.
It might, but it's becoming increasingly tangible.
Yeah.
AI algorithms are now capable of sifting through billions of data points.
Right.
I mean, think about information from countless clinical trials.
Yeah.
The genetic blueprints of vast populations.
It's incredible.
To identify potential drug candidates.
Wow.
And even predict how different molecules will interact within the body. And they do this with remarkable accuracy.
Yeah.
I mean, some early applications show AI cutting down the initial drug screening process from years to mere months.
Wow.
With a significantly higher success rate than traditional methods.
It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But maybe one of the most transformative shifts that your sources point to is the rise of personalized medicine.
Yeah.
This idea of tailoring treatments based on someone's unique genetic code.
Right.
That feels like a real game changer.
It really is.
Yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the conventional one-size-fits-all approach often meant that treatments worked well for some people, but offered limited benefit or even significant side effects for others.
Yeah, exactly.
And personalized medicine aims to move beyond that by really understanding the individual's genetic makeup, allowing for therapies that are far more targeted and ideally more effective with fewer adverse reactions.
So for you, as someone who wants to understand the key developments in all of this, without getting too bogged down, this shift towards personalized medicine is actually beneficial in a way because it focuses healthcare interventions, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the potential advantages are substantial. I mean, we're talking about improved success rates, fewer unwanted side effects, and really a much deeper understanding of the underlying mechanisms of disease in each individual.
Yeah.
I mean, this level of tailored treatment simply wasn't feasible on a broad scale.
Right.
Until fairly recently.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it like this. Instead of a broad-spectrum antibiotic, the goal is an antibiotic that's precisely matched to your specific infection.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, shifting gears a little bit from the industry itself to some specific medical breakthroughs that are happening. mRNA technology keeps coming up in your sources. Most people probably became familiar with it through the recent vaccines, but it sounds like that was just the beginning of the story.
Yeah, that's a really crucial point to understand.
Yeah.
You know what's so compelling about this is that while mRNA vaccines brought the technology kind of into the mainstream, the fundamental research has been ongoing for years, and their success in vaccines has really highlighted the platform's potential, and accelerated its exploration in other really critical areas.
Like what?
So things like, novel cancer therapies and treatments for rare genetic disorders.
So how does that actually translate? I mean, using the same basic mechanism behind a vaccine to tackle something like cancer or a genetic condition. That's a pretty significant leap.
At its core, mRNA acts like a temporary messenger. It carries specific instructions to your cells to produce particular proteins. In vaccines, these proteins are typically harmless fragments of a virus that trigger your immune system to learn and build defenses. But in cancer therapy, mRNA could instruct your immune cells to recognize and specifically attack cancer cells. For rare genetic disorders, it could provide the instructions to produce a protein that is missing or malfunctioning. So this opens up avenues for treating diseases that were previously considered untreatable or extremely challenging to manage effectively.
So conditions that we just basically didn't have good solutions for before.
It's a real aha moment when you realize the versatility of this approach.
It makes you wonder what else. What other possibilities are out there.
Absolutely.
That we haven't even thought of yet. Your sources also spend quite a bit of time on telemedicine and digital health platforms. And this has clearly become a much bigger part of the healthcare landscape.
It has.
Especially, I think, in recent times.
And their impact on how healthcare is accessed and delivered is really profound.
In what way?
Well, when we consider patient access, telemedicine breaks down geographical barriers, allowing individuals in rural areas or those with limited mobility to consult with specialists they might not otherwise be able to see.
Makes sense.
And then you have these digital health platforms that provide tools for individuals to actively manage their health from their own homes.
So, and it's not just about convenience, is it? The sources really emphasize this role of these platforms in enabling continuous monitoring.
Absolutely. So for individuals managing chronic conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, wearable devices and connected apps can track vital signs and other crucial data in real time. And then this data can be shared with healthcare providers, allowing for early detection of potential problems and more timely interventions.
So it's a more proactive approach.
Exactly. It empowers you to be more engaged in your own care with better access to information and support.
I like that. One of the sources you shared features insights from Dr. Meyer Reynolds, who's a clinical pharmacist and healthcare innovator. And it's always great to hear from experts on the ground who are really seeing these changes firsthand.
Absolutely.
What were some of her key takeaways?
Well, she really underscored this powerful combination of technology and medicine as the primary driver behind the remarkable improvements we're witnessing in patient outcomes. And she strongly echoed the importance of personalized medicine, explaining how tailoring treatments to an individual's genetic profile is not only making therapies more effective, but also significantly reducing the likelihood of adverse side effects.
So it's moving away from that broad brush approach to something much more refined. And coming from a clinical pharmacist, she must have had some interesting perspectives on how these developments are influencing her own profession.
Absolutely. She highlighted the evolving role of pharmacists, noting their increasing involvement in comprehensive patient care management. This includes conducting more detailed reviews of medication therapies and even playing a key role in interpreting the increasingly common genetic tests that underpin personalized medicine.
So the pharmacist is becoming an even more integral part of the overall healthcare team.
Precisely.
Interesting.
And to keep pace with these rapid advancements, continuous learning and adaptation are becoming essential for pharmacists.
Of course.
She also emphasized the growing importance of telepharmacy and digital tools in reaching patients in underserved or geographically remote areas, ensuring that everyone has access to essential pharmaceutical care and expert guidance.
So that's about equity as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Her insights really bring home the practical implications of these cutting-edge developments for the actual delivery of healthcare. It provides that crucial understanding of why these changes matter on a personal level.
I think that's so important.
Yeah.
So with all of these significant changes happening in the pharmaceutical industry and all of these exciting new medical technologies emerging, what are some concrete steps that you, our listener, can take to kind of navigate this evolving landscape and really prioritize their own health and well-being?
That's a vital question.
Yeah.
While these advancements offer incredible promise, it remains crucial to be proactive about your own health journey. Staying informed is paramount. But it's essential to rely on credible and well-respected medical news sources to ensure you're getting accurate information. And can make informed decisions about your health.
And the foundational elements of good health are still as important as ever, right? It's not all about the latest high-tech solutions.
Regular checkups with your primary care physician remain fundamental for preventative care and the early detection of any potential health concerns. And of course, maintaining a balanced lifestyle, incorporating regular physical activity, a nutritious and varied diet, and practices that support your mental and emotional well-being remains the cornerstone of good health.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to embracing the technological aspects of healthcare, what might that look like in our daily lives?
Well, it could involve utilizing reputable health and wellness apps to monitor your vital signs, keep track of your medication schedules, and even set and monitor progress towards your personal health goals.
So these digital tools can empower you to be more actively involved in managing your health. And to identify trends or areas that might require attention or discussion with your healthcare provider. So it's not about replacing traditional medical care. It's about thoughtfully integrating these advancements and tools into a comprehensive approach to maintaining and improving our health.
Precisely these medical breakthroughs and proactive personal health practices really complement each other to enhance your overall quality of life and contribute to better long-term health outcomes.
This has been a really insightful deep dive. I feel like we've covered so much ground.
We have.
From the fundamental shifts within the pharmaceutical industry to the groundbreaking potential of medical innovations like mRNA technology. And then brought it all back to actionable steps you can take for your own health and wellness.
But I think the central theme is really this optimistic future for pharmacy and medicine, one that is increasingly shaped by technological innovation. And a growing emphasis on delivering healthcare that is tailored to the unique needs of each individual patient.
So, as you consider everything we've discussed, here's a final thought for you. How might this increasing convergence of personalized medicine and digital health reshape your personal relationship with healthcare in the years ahead? And what important questions does this raise